I've been a runner for as long as I can remember. One warm summer morning around 6 a.m., after finishing a light breakfast, I decided to go for my usual run in Subic, Olongapo City. My route typically took me through familiar neighborhood sidewalks for about half a mile before I ventured into the nearby forest for another 2 miles. The forest had 2 distinct paths, one paved and the other unpaved. I preferred the unpaved trail for its scenic beauty, so I usually took that one on my way in, planning to return via the paved path. These trails were somewhat tucked away, often quiet, and it was rare to encounter anyone else, just the occasional dog walker or jogger, or so I thought. While running through the forest, I suddenly heard a notification sound from my phone. Panic surged through me. Someone must be nearby. I tried to ignore it and kept running, but my heart raced. After a few moments, I stopped under the pretense of changing my music, but really pulled out my phone to check the notification. When I saw what it was, my heart dropped. It was a photo of me mid-run with the chilling caption, "Come back." The picture had clearly been taken just moments ago. I was wearing the same clothes and everything. The angle suggested that whoever took it was hiding in the bushes nearby. Without thinking twice, I sprinted away. I opted for the longer route out of the forest back to my neighborhood. As I ran, I began to hear rustling sounds and footsteps behind me. I resisted the urge to look back. I knew it would only slow me down. Finally, reaching the edge of the forest, I dashed through backyards to lose whoever was following me. It worked for a moment, but then I heard a metallic sound, like metal striking metal, suggesting that my pursuer might be armed. I still have no idea who it was. As I mentioned earlier, I never dared to look behind me. Not once did I glimpse their face or figure. What did they want from me? After that morning, I vowed never to run in that forest again. To be safe, I've even disabled notifications on my phone entirely. The memory of that encounter still sends chills down my spine every time I think about it. I was on a solo trip to Baguio City, enjoying the cool mountain air and exploring the charming city. After a day of sightseeing that took me to iconic spots like Burnham Park, Mines View Park, and the Mansion, I returned to my hotel, eager for a good night's sleep. The crisp, refreshing breeze and the picturesque landscapes had left me feeling rejuvenated, but also a bit weary from the day's adventures. As I approached the lobby, I noticed a peculiar sight. A cat sitting calmly near the front desk, its eyes fixed on the staircase leading to the upper floors. The feline seemed out of place in the bustling hotel, yet its presence was oddly captivating. I couldn't help but wonder if this was the hotel's resident cat. Perhaps a beloved mascot that greeted guests with its serene demeanor. Intrigued, I approached the cat, hoping to give it a friendly pat. But as I drew closer, the cat suddenly stood up and darted up the stairs, its movements unnaturally swift and graceful for a feline. I paused, wondering if I should follow, but decided against it, dismissing the incident as a mere quirk of the hotel's resident cat. Later that night, as I lay in bed, I heard a strange scratching sound coming from the hallway outside my room. Curious, I got up to investigate, only to find the cat sitting in front of my door, staring at me with unblinking eyes. I shuddered, feeling a chill run down my spine, and quickly closed the door, locking it securely. The next morning, I asked the hotel staff about the cat, but they seemed puzzled, claiming there was no cat living in the hotel. Unconvinced, I pressed on, describing the feline in detail. The staff exchanged uneasy glances, and one of them finally spoke up. There was a cat that used to live here, but it died years ago. Some say it still roams the halls, watching over the hotel. Chills ran down my spine as I realized the implications of what they were saying. Had I encountered the ghost of the hotel's former resident cat? The thought was both intriguing and unsettling. As I checked out and prepared to leave Baguio, I couldn't help but glance back at the hotel, wondering if the ghostly feline would continue to haunt its halls, forever a part of the city's rich history and folklore.